We're getting depth charts thrown at us with the preseason games coming up a couple days away. Colts with a quarterback battle between Anthony Richardson and Daniel Jones, and you don't get to learn much from the depth chart. It's kind of an either-or situation. Both Richardson and Jones listed as co-number ones. They play the Ravens on Thursday. Reports from camp today that Richardson got the initial first-team reps. Emory Hunt is coming in here to discuss some of the quarterback battles around the league. And Emory, this is the first game up this week, Thursday, 7 Eastern, Colts at Ravens. How do you think the Colts should go about figuring out this quarterback battle in-game?
I'm glad you asked that, Chris. Welcome to the Anthony Richardson Network. It's supposed to be Anthony Richardson. It should always have been Anthony Richardson, and it will be Anthony Richardson. And the reason why, I think we kind of lost the plot when discussing Anthony Richardson. One, he was a young player coming out of Florida. We knew the trials and tribulations he was going to have to go through. He came out, played really well as a rookie. The play calling was also different. It was a crawl, walk, run type of situation. We saw him play really well before he got injured. Then he came back the next year, working through an injury through the offseason, started off kind of inconsistent, played well once he got benched, came back, but then got injured again. So for him, it's all about, can you stay healthy? And I love that he came in this offseason. You saw him drop a lot of weight, because I said if you're a strong, muscular guy at quarterback, that's a bad thing. Those guys tend to stay injured. And when you're competing against a guy whose breakout season was 15 touchdown passes, that tells me that they just want you to stay healthy, because there really isn't a competition there. And he had a great day today against the Baltimore Ravens defense. We know how stacked that defense is.
So how much of a leash do you think that Anthony Richardson should be given? Given his horrific completion percentage, how much time does he need this season, assuming he stays healthy, to remain the starter there?
The full 17 games. And I'm glad you brought up the completion percentage, because if we look at what it was last year, juxtaposed to what it was as a rookie, there's a significant difference. Now, the difference here in year two, I think the coaching staff got spoiled by the week 1 game against the Houston Texans, where he threw that massive viral bomb for a touchdown to Alec Pierce. And then every play after that, subsequently passing play, was either Hail Mary or bust. And then, yes, he missed those layups. And I think all of that tied to his footwork and his mechanics, which also tied to the point I made earlier about him being a little bit too muscular for the position, so you can't really get that fluidity in your arm movement when you're throwing the football. That looks to be significantly different this year by watching what we're seeing going on in training camp. So if he's healthy and he looks to have lost weight and the fluidity has moved back to his motion, I say you leave him out there for the full 17-game season, because if you don't, you still don't know what you have as a quarterback moving forward. All
right, well, Daniel Jones then is just going to be the backup if Emory Hunt has his way with the Indianapolis Colts. The Giants, the team he's no longer with, has a quarterback battle as well, or at least that's what we like to talk about. Russell Wilson's listed as the starter, and that's what we think is going to happen. Jameis Winston, the backup. Then you have Jaxson Dart, the rookie, late first-round pick. He's listed as QB3. How high does he have the potential to climb throughout the season on this chart?
Not very much at all. And I actually love this for Jaxson Dart, because if you pull up my scout reports from Jaxson Dart and what he did and Matt Corral coming out the same offense, they were essentially the same thing, which tells you that the offense kind of hides the weaknesses, but it kind of accentuates that when you're projecting forward from a pro prospect perspective. Matt Corral never got the opportunity to sit, wait, learn, be broken down, and be built back up. Dart is getting that opportunity. And, Chris, I've been out there at training camp and OTAs all throughout the spring and summer at Giants camp, and I love what Coach Daboll is doing. He's giving Dart a ton of second-team reps. Now, the reason why he's giving him second-team reps, because we know during the season he won't get those second-team reps. That'll go to Jameis Winston, the veteran. So you're grooming a quarterback while also trying to win games, and that's the approach that many coaches would want. So we're seeing Dart get trial by fire with the defense of the ones and some of the twos, but he's also learning on the fly and not being pressed to play. So him being QB3 on the depth chart makes a ton of sense, but he's getting a lot of work here in training camp, because they won't get that work to work with him during the regular season. So I love the approach. This is my common theme today: crawl, walk, run. They're doing that with Jaxson Dart, so his future is definitely bright.
We thought the most intriguing quarterback battle would be in Cleveland, but the problem is I don't know that they're able to run right now or walk, because they're all hurt. I mean, we know what's going on with Deshaun Watson. He's not going to factor into this thing, but you've got Shough Sanders with a sore shoulder. Gabriel and Pickett have hamstring injuries. So what do you think of them going out and adding another quarterback into this room in Snoop Huntley?
And Flacco is 40 plus. Being 44, I know what that's like when you wake up on the wrong side of the bed. That could be a problem. You know, so you got all these issues. And signing Tyler Huntley screams to me that they're trying to get through a preseason game. But it also tells me that we may see Flacco for a drive. Shough Sanders will probably get a lot of reps in this ball game, in the preseason game. But the problem is they are going to sit more than likely Dillon Gabriel and also Kenny Pickett. So you need another quarterback to get through a game because you're right. Shough had a shoulder issue. You don't want to exacerbate that in a preseason game, having him play 3 quarters. Although he would want to play 3 quarters because he hadn't been getting a lot of reps with a lot of different personnel groups. So I like to see him, do that in this game. But that's why they bring in Tyler Huntley to almost bringing in another arm, a relief pitcher, so to speak, to help them get through the preseason.
They are in Carolina on Friday. The final game of the weekend features the Chargers hosting the New Orleans Saints, who have a quarterback race that I feel like many of our analysts have kind of presumed that Tyler Shough is going to win out here as the rookie quarterback that they drafted. However, there is a report that Spencer Rattler is outplaying him right now. What do you make of Rattler taking first-team reps several days in a row?
From the Emory told you guys this department from last year. When you watch Rattler play, he actually has the confidence. This was a Senior Bowl MVP, played significantly better at South Carolina than he did at Oklahoma. And in his short stint in New Orleans, we saw some flashes, enough flashes to where you thought, okay, going into the draft, if you don't draft a quarterback in round 1, just roll with Spencer Rattler, build a team around you, and if he works out for you, great. If he doesn't, you're going to pick high anyway. You can get you a quarterback in 2026. But forcing a quarterback pick in the second round with a guy that's going to be 26 years old when the season starts, and he's not better than Spencer Rattler, now it looks like a wasted pick. I know it's still early, but Rattler was out there during the season last year when they went 0-7, but he was out there with the 3rd string because they suffered a lot of injuries. So now he's out there playing with the 1s and 2s, and of course he's going to look significantly better because he is the better player. I do like this, though, for Shough. It's a true quarterback competition, so he has a chance to really climb up out off the mat and get back into the mix. Worst case scenario, his salary is of a QB2, so they still can go get their guy in 2026. But I like Spencer Rattler to win this job and raise the floor of this New Orleans Saints team. This team is not a number 1 overall pick on paper, and Rattler helps make this team a 7 to 8 win ball club in 2025.
All right, you saw that note that Shough is the highest drafted quarterback for the Saints since Archie Manning back in the 70s. Maybe eventually they end up getting Arch Manning here in the 2020s. Emory Hunt with us here looking at some of the quarterback battles heading into the first full week of preseason games in the NFL. We are your place for news, highlights, scores, breaking news, 24/7, 365. Check out our YouTube page as well. We have a CBS Sports YouTube page. We also have an NFL on CBS YouTube page for anything you may have missed. We post it all there.